Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. This is Thursday, our fifth Sidra, our fifth Aliyah of Netzavim, which means you are standing, and it's taken from Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 7 through 10. I just want to read verse 7 and just kind of elaborate on that, if you'll let me. So it says, Adonai, your God, will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecute you. Wow. What curses are we talking about here? And how do our enemies get cursed? All right. Deuteronomy chapter 28 enumerates all the curses that will fall upon the children of Israel if they disobey God. If they willfully, unrepentantly, and stubbornly disobey God, that's the list of stuff that's going to happen to them slowly over a period of time, but surely it will happen. And this prophecy has kind of been fulfilled. These curses have been fulfilled over and over and over throughout the history of the Jewish people. But it says, Adonai, your God, will put all these curses, the curses that I'm going to put on you if you're disobedient. I'm going to put these curses on your enemies and those who hate you and persecute you. How does that happen? How do you get to that? How do you allow that or get that to happen? By being obedient to the commandments, by loving the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and loving your neighbor as yourself, by being obedient to God and to his word. And when you walk in obedience, you are under the umbrella of God's protection. And those curses that come from disobedience bounce off that umbrella of protection like rain. But yet, who's standing outside of that umbrella of protection? It's your enemies, those who don't have a relationship with God, those who don't serve God, those who don't believe in Messiah Yeshua, and they don't have that umbrella of protection. They're getting rained on with all the curses. So the more we are obedient as a people, as a nation, and individually as people, the more God is going to bless us and the more God is going to curse our enemies. So it says, Adonai, your God, will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you and who persecute you. Israel, being a tiny, tiny state the size of New Jersey, and they are outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned by all the nations around them that have vowed in the past to wipe them off the map, to drive them into the sea, and all the different wars and conflicts that they've had with these surrounding nations have never won. Never have they won. God has always protected them. And there's even been some testimony from these nations around them saying, you know what, we literally seen the angels of God swat our missiles out of the air that we've aimed towards Israel. No kidding, no joke. So when we walk in obedience, we walk under God's protection, and therefore our enemies are going to be cursed. And I think that's awesome. We don't even have to say, Lord, take care of my enemies. Lord, do this to my enemies. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. We leave things in God's hands. As long as we are obedient, we don't have to worry about our enemies. Let God handle and deal with our enemies. And that's just one less thing that we have to worry about. I think that's pretty awesome. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and God bless.